Hello Internet, and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Now in the last episode we puttered around the base and tried to craft a few upgrades for our shelter. First we had to create those cardboard boxes that we were struggling with for several episodes. We managed to get that crafted and then crafted the second upgrade for our shelter. This included 4 small corridors in a cross shape with a central room that was a little smaller than I was expecting. However, we were able to obtain the next tier of upgrade recipe, which will hopefully enlarge that central room. And then deciding that we didn't want to lose the light, we decided to head down for our next expedition, which is where we are now. The first thing we saw was a bunch of fungal creatures, which, are a bit of a problem. And yeah, let's just get into the actual episode here. So first of all, I accidentally moved while not recording, so we did take one step where I was immediately bombarded with messages about these fungal creatures. Now, I normally disable fungus in basically every single game I've played for like the last 6 years. I really hate the fungal creatures in this game. I do not find them fun. I'm very tempted to just debug kill all of them, but frankly, if I do that, the internet is going to scream at me for not playing the game properly, so we're going to try to roll with it. Hopefully they don't kill us. My inexperience here is definitely going to be a huge hindrance, but we're just going to try to get away from them. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not going to try to defeat them. I'm not going to try to fight them. Hate fungals in this game. I think they're still busted. They reproduce too quickly. It's a huge thing. But anyway, let's have a look at what is around us, because the numbers suddenly shot up from like 2 of them to like 9 of them, or 11 or 15. I can't count, so it doesn't matter. So it looks like the fungaloid shamblers constantly spawn spore clouds, I guess. A shambler, large white fungus, bulging gray stalk, spores float from its gills. I hate the fungus, man. So they appear to be mostly to our west. All of them are to our west or southwest, so we're going to head east, of course, and we're just going to get away from them. I really just don't want to deal with them. I don't know how to deal with them, and they're going to ruin my personal enjoyment of the game, so we're just going to move away from them. I don't know what their vision radius is, but remember, we get 60 seconds before we become visible, so I think the prudent thing is to immediately move away. Are they in the fields as well? They sure are. Yeah. So again, if this were my personal play, I would just leave and debug kill them because I hate them so much. I guess how many tiles away are the ones to our east? 40 plus? I bet their vision radius is like 40, is usually pretty standard. I bet we can move between them and still... Spore cloud disintegrates, they're reproducing, there's one to our east now. I mean, are you guys even hostile? I don't know what your deal is. I'm gonna look them up. Because I don't know here. Okay, so one that we see is called a fungaloid, which is a 2 difficulty, 40 speed, so they're very slow, so we should be able to navigate around them. They are in fact a 40 vision radius, so that's something. 80 HP, not relevant. We're not gonna fight them because I think if you get close, I don't know what this fungal special attack is. I don't really feel like looking it up, but I know you can get sick, right, by interacting with the fungal creatures. So ideally we just never get anywhere close to them, and with a speed of 40 they seem very avoidable. So let's look at, what was the other one? A fungal, was it a shambler? Thornal shambler, fungaloid shambler, is that what I was seeing? A 20 speed, even slower, also a 40 vision radius. I guess you just walk away from them. Well, what about the spore clouds? What are they called? Spore cloud? Are you fast? You have a speed of 100 and a vision radius of 40. Why is it that a spore cloud can see me and move towards me? No breathe, no head, no gib, stumbles, flies, poison, no corpse on destruction, and they upgrade. Why would a spore cloud be able to move and target me and follow me and try to attack me? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Alright, well, so I don't know if those are like actually gonna hunt me down or if they just float randomly. Maybe their AI is different. I don't know. Since you're so slow, is it better to just try to move past you? Fungal bed, so they're already spreading. I've been here for 5 seconds and they're already spreading. This is why I hate them, frankly. This is why I never play with them. So let's just try to move through here. And honestly, if I get into a dangerous situation, I might just teleport away using the debug menu and not even care and just deal with people being mad at me. But we're just gonna move here. They look like they're avoidable. So as long as we're not, ending up in a horrendous situation. I think here the goal might be to just get to extraction and not deal with anything. A fungal bloom is between us and extraction. Of course it is. We just wanted to kill some creatures to get corpses. I think we just try to extract. I don't want to deal with this. Let's move. This is terrible. Let's move north and just fungaloids so far. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's spawning. And I don't know if we're out of vision radius of them or if they're not, you know, maybe they just don't have the AI to track towards us. These birds, you know, would be something potentially that we could get for the corpses, but they're just going to flee. And going over to them would put me nearer the fungals, which I don't want to deal with. We're just going to keep hoofing it north. Maybe we can get over, well, it's pretty far away. I don't really want to go there. Maybe we just bail on this one. If we just leave, we still get material tokens, right? So it's not like we didn't get anything out of this. They're in the field to the west as well. And I don't know if it's like, if they have ranged attacks. I don't know what that fungal attack is. So if they can target you from like 10 tiles or something with like a spore, like burst or something, we don't want that. There's one to our north we would have to pass here. Spores are released from the fungaloid. Yeah, we're just gonna extract. This is a nightmare. Let's move west through the field and try to thread the needle here. Oh, you know, I didn't even look at their hostility. Do they even attack the player? Oh, they have -50 aggression. That means they're not hostile, right? So are none of these even hostile? They're just like an environmental thing that you have to avoid? I mean, it's not that they can't be hostile. It's just that they're not hostile by default, I guess. I mean, we can see that in this menu, right? Oh, they're all ignoring me. I should have noticed that immediately. I don't really want to deal with it. I also don't like wandering through the forest when I can't see these things because of tree cover. Let's just get out of here, man. This sucks. I hate this. And I don't even want to use auto travel mode because we might come around a tree and bump into one. So I kind of want to be careful. Like, here's some fungal terrain really close to us. So let's just kind of try to move in areas where we have better vision. I hate fungals. I can't believe I forgot to disable them. They had their reproduction nerfed like multiple times over the last few years, but I dislike how fast they generate terrain and all that kind of stuff. No, don't step in the raspberry bush. All right, this is a great time for banter. We should just talk about something. So, how you doing, internet? You having a good time? Yeah, no, me either. I know. It's like that sometimes. Life is hard, you know, but gotta keep your chin up. That's what everybody tells you, right? Keep your chin up, keep going. I suppose we could have gathered sticks and stuff as we went through the forest, which I did not do. All right, so how can we turn this expedition into something? I mean, we could pick up that rock. Then we can say we got a rock from our expedition. That's pretty cool. Got Dwayne Johnson. I don't think there's anything I really want from the bushes. I guess we could smash for some sticks. I didn't really bring anything to smash with. Drop the spear. You really can't fit the spear in any of your pockets, huh? We can gather some materials. Smash this bush. Screw you, bush. Some twigs, withered plants. Smash the, these have the nice sticks that we're looking for. Long sticks right in the lumberjack bag, which we should presumably still be wearing. And as long as we can get back to our spear, should be no issue with doing this, taking a little time to do this. Yeah, I don't know. Gather some materials. Maybe we'll take some more carpet back with us. With the doors closed, well, actually, I don't know if the spores could maybe go under the door. So we don't really want that to happen. In fact, you are spreading tons of terrain. Maybe we just get out of here. Maybe that's the smart play. Black rat, probably not going to be an issue. Let's wield the spear here. Store an inventory. And get out of here. Now, we did lose some time on this expedition, but let's get out of here. Any items not on your person will be lost. You've earned 50 material tokens. Yeah, probably that's the worst expedition we've had, and it is bad because every expedition we go on that's like that, we actually lose a charge from our healing for free because like that expedition counts as an expedition even though we weren't hurt, we didn't need to heal, we didn't get any new stuff. It was like basically just a complete waste of time and resources, which is not great. And I think we just dropped this stuff we just picked up and we just immediately head back down. So let's drop all of this. We should probably not keep the material tokens on our person. Everything else there can go, and then just make sure we have our weapons, we have our spear, our pistol, our basic supplies, a little bit of, probably should be carrying more bandages than this, but I think that's okay. A little bit of aspirin. Everything else looks okay. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. And we'll just head down again, and we'll try this again. Into a field. Press a key when ready, and random missions will be assigned. We are right near a wasp nest. This game is just not being very nice to us today. That's just such cruelty I have never known. All right. We are close to somewhere we have mapped out previously. This looks like it's on the... This maybe is the edge of a town, but probably more likely this is like a light industry or something out here. It might actually be good to loot a location like that instead of heading into a town. And this should be the eastern part of where we explored before. Yeah. So here's where we were with the road roller. And we're at the far eastern portion of that map that we had previously. This is not a bad location. I always worry about moving through a big, thick area of forest. We could find mutated animals. That could be an issue. But yeah, I think we'll head over to... Oh, it's another horde. So if we don't get a vehicle, we're probably not going to clear out like 15 enemies in an open field. That would just be very annoying to deal with, and you have to manage stamina, and you have no good terrain because it's just an open field. We'll see. We'll go over, we'll have a look. Maybe we can find a vehicle on our way, but for now I think we'll head north. Maybe we can see what these locations are, maybe get a little loot out of it, and in worst case scenario we'll just hoof it over here, as long as there's not like a river between us. And we'll just hoof it over here to extraction afterwards. So I guess we head north, but we should probably head into the forest as we head north to put some terrain between us and the wasps, because they will murder us, because we are not really equipped to fight like 3 or 4 wasps, especially... I mean, even one at a time would be kind of a problem for us. And remember, our purpose was to get bodies. So I'm seeing some woodpeckers, but they're like small and bird-like enough that they can probably just run away from us. I think our best bet is stuff like the weasel, where it's a small ground critter that's like not super tiny. Like a rabbit might be problematic because they're so fast and whatnot, but I think something like a weasel is pretty much our ideal like creature to deal with in order to get that upgrade. So we head north. It looks like these are just trailheads. I really thought there would be buildings there. Might as well pop up to the radio tower. We know how valuable those can be with vision. Dairy farm is interesting. We could probably find a shovel at the dairy farm, which remember we need for our next upgrade. It's possible we would find a shovel there in one of the stalls. Maybe a pitchfork we could take as a backup weapon, although I don't know how we would carry it because we can't store the spear like we could the baseball bat. But for now, I think we'll go up and get some vision. Is pretty valuable, so we'll head up to that radio tower. This will be our like 5th radio tower that we've been to. What do we see over there? Nothing, just trees. Okay. Generated for this expedition. Nope, old messages. Yeah, I got nothing going on today. I do need to go to the dollar store at some point here. Apparently they're renovating the building, which I noticed when they completely took apart their like fridge section. They took all of that apart and just like it was completely empty, and there was a sign that said everything in fridges 50% off, which I was like, sweet, I need like almond milk, I could get, I don't know, like a ice cream or something. But unfortunately they were all completely barren, so it was like it said 50% off everything except eggs and milk, and the only thing they had were eggs, and I was like, okay, thanks so much. So apparently they're closing over the weekend to... Why don't we take some t-shirts for cotton, because we do know we want to make bandages. We experienced that in the last episode. So we'll pick up some t-shirts specifically because we know they give the cotton patches that we need. Not patches, what's the other one? Sheets. We need the sheets. Everything else, filter mask. What do you use for cartridges? What are they called? Environmental hazards, filter mask cartridges. Maybe we should take the whole mask, I think. We're probably not going to have much in this episode to take back to the expedition anyway, so we'll take those. Rubber gloves, I don't know, maybe we need rubber for something. But it's the books that we're after here. Vacuum sealer, huh? I mean, I see people talking about vacuum sealed meat slices a lot, but I don't know how these work. I never used them. Or if I did, it must have been several years ago. How big are you? 4 liters. I guess we'll take it. I don't know. Maybe I feel like that's one of those things people would tell me I should have picked up. We have an unread memory card, which to me implies there's stuff on it, so we'll take that. RC control, not really interested. Malted milk balls, sure. Looks like there are fewer books here. A joint that's cold, we will take that. Another unread memory card. Root beer, and what's a transistor? I'm pretty sure we have like 3 of those back at base at this point. Okay, that's okay. The purpose here is to climb the tower, right, and get our vision. So we'll hop up to the highest point here. What is this? Pair of binoculars and a survivor's map. We will take the binoculars for sure to have a backup pair in case we would die, but it's the map that's going to be interesting because I believe the survivor maps specifically have some interesting, really just some feathers hanging out up here. They should have some interesting locations that they get marked. So if we read our map, you add roads and possible supply points to your map, and if we check our map and enable the highlighting map reveals, and we zoom out, obviously it reveals the roads, but it's the other locations that we would be really interested in. So if we go to like a blank part of the map and see what it revealed, so for example, we have gun stores have been revealed, grocery stores, which are, you know, substantially less value because of all the nerfs. We've got pharmacies, we've got gas stations, pharmacy, what are these green ones? Grocery stores, that's right, I've only looked at them 3 times. Hunting supply stores, and etc. So it's those locations, and kind of having an idea where those might, you know, provide some value, I think is really interesting. And it looks like it's just empty field around that extraction. What about the warp draining horde? Where's that mission at? Over here. Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna do this. The mansion tends to have, actually it's been a long time since I've been to a mansion. Maybe they don't. It used to be many years ago, if you did the mansion start, it was like surrounded by running enemies. Like before we had ferals, we just had zombie runners, and it used to be really surrounded by a lot of those runners, and it could spawn higher tier evolutions, but I think that's been largely phased out as well. So maybe a mansion is a good place to go. I just don't know how we're going to deal with 15 of those horde members and really just get in and out very quickly. It's interesting. And the light industry nearby and the forest nearby, I mean, light industry tends to have good books and tools, and then the forest itself can be used, you know, obviously to kite them as we have throughout the entire series. But the forest also creates problems because if they meander into the forest and we lose sight of one of them, then we can't complete the mission because we have to kill every single member of the horde. So I'm not sure how I want to deal with that. Maybe we can pick up a vehicle nearby or find a cube van at the light industry before we go to the horde, and we could just run them down like we did in the last episode would be preferable. And the dairy farm can have like zombie cows and zombie bulls, by the way, which I never mentioned, but we'll have to take a look at that. Anyway, this was a great radio tower. Let's turn off that highlighting reveal. This was a great tower, man. It revealed a huge area, of course, as they do, and it lets us make better decisions moving forward. So, okay, anything in this town that we might, you know, at the outskirts, maybe we could slip in? No, I don't know what are in the abandoned warehouse. If they're abandoned, I guess there's probably not much in there. And then just some trailheads. What is this? A sugar house. Okay, so I think those are the ones with lots of maple syrup, right? If I remember right. Cabin in the woods. Nope. All right, so I mean, we've got a plan kind of at this point, so let's head off towards the dairy farm. I'm sure our vision radius trumps whatever a zombie cows is, so we should be able to see them from a distance. And obviously a lot of people would like to take a cow back to our Sky Island. We're not equipped to do that. I'm not sure how the pet carrier works, if it can even carry such a large animal. Like there's a special pet carrier for Sky Island. Obviously a real pet carrier in vanilla could not accommodate a cow, but it looks like the cows are alive, which is nice, good for them. Check the corpses. We're still looking for a platinum gas card. Leather wallet, nothing really. Pink condom, no. We could take some of the clothing again as well to take apart a little bit. We don't know how much stuff we're going to carry back, so it's early in the expedition. You should really just take everything probably. Check the bodies. E-ink tablet, sure. Large wallet, silver cat, nope. Rotten corpse, why are you rotten already? It's also not gonna turn into a zombie. Why is it listed as a rotten corpse and it doesn't have the reanimation indicator? Doesn't really matter. Hello, cows. Well, we did say we wanted animals to take back to base in the form of corpses, but we're probably not going to haul a cow back. Let's be a little cautious as we move around. What building is this out here randomly? An old abandoned barn. So maybe we can find a shovel here, but let's pop in and at least loot the farmhouse. And maybe there's milk in these tanks. We could take like a gallon of milk back. This is locked apparently. These are barred up areas. Salt licks, no, they're not going to do it for us. I'm not sure if you can disassemble salt licks in this game. Let's have a look here. Block for livestock, don't lick it, it's gross. Yeah, oh, that's a Walking Dead reference. In fact, I probably still have that clip somewhere from when I made the Walking Dead video. I'll see if I can put that on screen.
What's this thing?
Daddy said it's called a salt lick.
Yeah, but don't lick it. It's gross.
Did you lick it?
I don't know.
Anyway, that's a cute reference. But yeah, they're not really just salt. Like, you're not supposed to, I remember when they were added, someone was like, well, we should be able to disassemble them for salt. And I think I even commented like, hey, they're not really just salt. It's like a lot of stuff that's like not really meant for a human. Like, it's lots of minerals. It's a mineral block. It's not just a salt block like it maybe was, 100 years ago or whatever. All right, so unfortunately no shovel out there. We can pop these crates. Maybe we can find some tools in here. Canvas sacks of fertilizer, some pliers, and some liquid fertilizer. Well, I know people are often talking about liquid fertilizer. I just don't know why they need it. So I guess for now we'll at least take it for the sake of having a gallon jug, and then we'll pop in here and check the farmhouse and probably steal their bicycle. Looks like it's clear. There's no bodies or anything. Or zombies or anything. So what do we got? Acetaminophen, alcohol wipes, always nice to have. Check the books. Outdoor adventures. Apparently we already have outdoor adventures because it was color-coded yellow. Acetylene torch. I mean, that's pretty amazing to find in acetylene torch a welding tank and 1,000 rods is pretty fantastic, although they're aluminum, which means they can only be used for aluminum crafts, right? So I don't know what we would even use them for, but we definitely should take welding rods anytime we see them. Jumper cable we might as well take as well. Boots we don't need. And then check the fridge. Dark cola, rotten protein shake, lemons, yogurts, dried salad, uncooked TV dinners. Don't those rot when they're not frozen and whatever? And some tofu. I should buy some tofu for the house. I'm not sure my family would like it, but it's just one of those things I would like to have. Cigarettes and joints, and then random crap here. Some more gallon jugs, always nice to have. People are always talking about the cooking oils being valuable because people like to basically eat them directly. I think it's, what's it called? The nothing sandwich or the boring sandwich or something like that, where it's basically just cooking oil on bread, and it's just, people use it as a meta food to be like, I'm trying to eat as many calories as possible. I don't usually do that, but we can take 1 gallon jug of cooking oil, and we'll take the animal because I do think they have higher calorie count than vegetable oil. I don't know what we would need coconut milk or condensed milk for, but we'll take those too. I think we have 1,000,000 tea bags at this point. I don't think we need those, and we'll take the tomato soup. Anything else before I get going here? A steak knife, not gonna do it. Is there an upstairs to this building? There is not. Did I even check this room? I think we walked right past it. I see the safe, but I don't know how to get into it, and I'm afraid to try and use the torch because it might take a long time and then it would screw up our entire plan. So I don't know if we're going to do that. We will grab shirts. I think we're just going to take a bunch of shirts is like our thing right now because we know at least one of them has a sort of value to it. Tool belts we'll take. People love them. Hard hats, we actually already have one, and we have a better army helmet at this point. Well, better, quote unquote. Obviously, it just depends on the situation. We'll take an Us Weekly, and we will grab Sushi Made Easy. Why not? And then this safe. I don't think we can smash it. I think if you have a sledgehammer, you can smash them. It is a gun safe, which would mean it probably has something really great in it. Likely treated against fire with wooden posts. No, that's the floor. Designed to securely store firearms, weapon mods, and ammunition. If you had something to pick its lock with, you could probably open it. Well, let's quick save, because if this takes like forever, we're not going to do it. I'm not even sure you can do it with the torch, but we're going to try to activate the acetylene torch. You need at least 8 charges, so reload the torch and then activate the torch. You need welding goggles. Oh, can't you just not look at it, dude? Can't you just blindly weld? I'm sure there's somebody out there who just blindly welds. Actually, I've seen videos of people using their smartphones. Instead of looking directly at it, they just look at the camera on their phone to weld. I don't know if that's a meme or a real thing people do, but we can't unload the tank. I don't think you can put the gas back into the welding tank, so that was maybe a waste, but fine. We're not getting in the safe. Fine. No upstairs. Did we check the washing machine? Nothing in there. Okay, not a bad little place to start our loot. Could try to murder a cow for some meat. I don't think that's worth it. We don't have a freezer or anything. Did not find a shovel. Was really hoping to find a shovel. We did find the bicycle. Is pretty great value. Obviously something we can't run over. Can you even drive through a gate? Let's try to drive through this gate. Weight of the bicycle destroys items. You think the weight of the bicycle is enough to destroy... I guess it was just glass shards? Yeah, we will take the stick and a long string, by the way, which I never did. Okay, let's see if we can drive through this gate. Oh god, it's so weird. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna hit this. Oh, we can drive through. Fantastic. All right, so this at least temporarily will help us get around a little bit faster. We're gonna head over to that light industry for, like, mainly because it's really like decent book loot and tool loot, and secondarily because we could possibly find a cube van which we could then use to kill the horde. And then depending on how I'm feeling, we might go into the mansion, although exploring the entirety of the mansion seems very unlikely given our, I don't know, warp pulse timer thing, whatever you want to call it. Maybe we just loot the front of it and we ignore the horde completely and we just focus on getting mansion loot and then we head to extract. Not sure, but for now let's head over to the light industry and we're going to kind of swing south of the mansion just in case there's enemies around, and we just want to safely get around them to the light industry. We don't actually want to get into a big fight or anything. Hummingbirds fleeing from us. Okay. Yeah, so the dollar store is closing temporarily for a remodel. I really ought to go in, buy a bunch of those like cheap microwavable meals before they close, because it's so much cheaper at the dollar store to buy that kind of garbage, you know, quick meal. I mean, no offense if you eat that kind of stuff. I do, but I'm very, very, very poor. Like, I'm a level of poor that if I told you how much I make, you would immediately judge me and be like super embarrassed for me. So yeah, I eat a lot of that kind of garbage food and like cereal. I don't know, you just buy normal crap at the dollar store. Their water bottles are cheaper than going to the supermarket, that kind of thing. I don't know, probably should head in before they shut down for the weekend. I'm not sure if they're open tomorrow. That's why I mention it. Anyway, we saw some feral servants up front in addition to some zombies, so it looks like there might actually be some decent monster density at these mansions. That makes me pretty hesitant to go over there without a vehicle. But again, we're going to check and see if we can get a cube van. Practical skill in athletics has increased to 1. Okay, I didn't think about that. Apparently driving a bicycle in this game gives you athletics skill, which is still largely a swimming skill. Unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot for you. Yeah, I mean, that just doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's drive up to this light industry. They usually don't really have zombies at the light industry. Looks like there's a couple vehicles. Potentially 1 vehicle. I thought I saw 2. My mistake. So we'll stop here, and the cube vans do tend to be in pretty good condition in my experience. I think like any vehicle can be good or bad, but because this is like an isolated area, they tend to be in good condition. So let's have a look. It has a faulty engine, unfortunately. It does have gas. It does have battery. Let's check the seat here. Seat, yes. Controls, yes. Security system destroyed. Has enough wheels. Should be good as long as the fault is not terrible. What's the fault button? Mend? What's the fault? Oh, nope, I don't think so. Deactivated immobilizer. Prevents starting the vehicle without the appropriate key. So we're not going to be able to drive this. We would have to deactivate this in order for us to start it with like a screwdriver, hot wire it, whatever. And then the worn drive belt required to charge the battery with the alternator. So I think this is just fully not drivable. Let's try a couple times. Yeah, no, that's just not startable without the key. That sort of blows the mansion plan then, because I'm not going to engage like, I mean, we can check, but I'm not going to engage a ton of enemies on foot around the mansion where I'm unfamiliar with the building and the terrain and all that kind of stuff. We'll see. We'll talk about, that's a problem for the next episode. Right now, at the light industry. Actually, should probably call the episode there. I know we're not getting a ton done in every episode, but I'm trying to make them shorter so that I can release them more consistently, because I think people would rather have more consistent episodes than longer episodes, although I know some of you do prefer the long episodes. For now though, I think that's a wrap on the video. Everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll be back in the near future with more content, and I'll see you next time.